Spencer, did you have a comment? Come to the podium, please.
The June 23rd meeting, Mr. Hammond stated clearly that the failure of the pool JPA was the grant, the overall grant that the city didn't, or the JPA didn't get for the pool had nothing to do with the pool. Mr. Chapman attempted to avoid my question, that when I stated the Ogles grant wasn't awarded to the JPA, that I was misinformed. In fact, he was rather emphatic that I didn't know what I was talking about. And so the letter, which I had that day, I don't know why I didn't give it to you, only because I only had one copy maybe. But the letter simply states that the grant was, in fact, for the swimming pool, and they were relying on that for construction. So I'm going to challenge Mr. Hammond and Mr. Chapman when they want to make up things or just can't tell the truth about it. But they were both there. I was at the meeting, they were at the meeting. And in fact, the newspaper wrote an editorial about the same subject. Unfortunately, and it says, quote, "Unfortunately, the city recently found out a grant proposal for the state funds for the project has been denied." So in fact, they did rely on that money. And I would suggest, I don't know whether this board appoints, but I would suggest that at least Mr. Chapman be replaced from the JPA. We actually have records of him missing more than 50% of the meetings last year, and it's caused with his diatribes a lot of delays in the process. He does what he does here at the JPA meeting. So I don't know whether it's possible to replace him, or maybe it's time to do a switch of both of them and have two other members of the board sit on the JPA. But it's really probably coming close to being necessary, just for fresh thoughts and fresh minds, so the JPA this pool JPA can move forward. And I don't like this, but at the bottom of here, I was hesitant to reading it, but it says, "When is it a good time to lie, Mr. Hammond and Mr. Chapman?" And the comment was never. So maybe we could look forward to maybe a little more factual information.
Okay, thank you for your comment. If you guys want to comment, I would advise you to an agenda item. Anybody else in the public wish to speak? Seeing none, we will move on to unagenda items reports by board members. Start with Mr. Chapman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I wasn't had anything to report other than to encourage everybody to attend and participate with the fair. Given the just deliberate ad hominem attack by Ms. Spencer, the only thing I would say is, first of all, I think her facts are grossly inaccurate. She represents that the $1.1 million that the city is going to be contributing to the pool project was based upon this grant application, and the two had nothing in common. The JPA was applying for this grant above and beyond the contributions that the city and the county have committed to make in forming of the JPA. So I think the misrepresentation of the facts speak for themselves. I'm not going to step down from that board or this board to satisfy Mrs. Spencer and talk about behavior and misrepresentations and outright lying. I don't maintain a website that spews the garbage that she spews about everything and anything, and she's the expert on everything if you read her particular website. And I would recommend those people who don't want to waste their time if that's not a worthy thing to do. So with that, I'll leave it. I think Mrs. Spencer's constant involvement, she was labeled by the courts as a vexatious litigant, and she has risen to the art, her ability to disrupt public meetings. And to be honest with you, a lot of people are getting kind of tired of it, and she will eventually, I guess, take care of herself. So we'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Mr. Chapman. Mr. Alba.